Hi there, I'm Shauna and this is Career Interrupted. If we haven't met, my name is Shauna Cole. I am a Chartered Professional in Human Resources, MBA, and University Instructor. Mostly, I'm obsessed with helping you get the spark back in your professional career. Today's video is about LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. There's so much opportunity on LinkedIn for job seekers, for client seekers, for people who are just looking to network. And it all starts with laying the foundation of having an awesome all-star LinkedIn profile. If you're finding this video helpful, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Lisa lost her job. She had worked for the same company for well over 10 years, held a management role, and honestly spent the bulk of her career in the same organization. So she hadn't really done much work in terms of networking, building a resume, hadn't done many interviews over the years. So when it came to kicking off a job search process, she was completely intimidated. Now, don't even let me get started on Lisa's totally non-all-star LinkedIn profile. So Lisa was on LinkedIn, like most professionals are now, and she had this profile that was incomplete. She didn't really understand how to use the platform, and quite frankly, the profile was so freaking embarrassing that she didn't want people to look her up because it was doing nothing in terms of building her brand or building her credibility. If anything, that LinkedIn profile was so crappy that it was taking away from her personal brand. Can you relate to this? Do you have a LinkedIn profile that sucks? If your LinkedIn profile sucks, leave me a comment. Let me know. How can I help you fix it? All-star status is an official milestone that you can reach on your LinkedIn profile. Basically all-star status means you've got a completed profile. So there are several different levels that range from beginner, intermediate to all-star. All-star means you have completed your profile. So you have filled out all the fields. The real advantage of having a complete LinkedIn profile is you are now able to be found on the platform. You are much more likely to be found on LinkedIn, to receive inbound opportunities, to receive inbound messages from recruiters once your profile is actually complete. It's something to the tune like you are 40 times more likely to receive inbound opportunities once your profile is complete. So if you are looking for a job, looking to meet new clients, or even just looking to network, it really starts with this all-star status. Okay, I get it. LinkedIn is completely overwhelming to lots of people because you, like them, are feeling like, I just don't know where to start. I don't know where to start on LinkedIn. Here's where you start. You start with getting all-star status. That's your first step towards an awesome LinkedIn profile. Hey, you're in luck. I'm gonna walk you through the steps to your all-star LinkedIn profile right now. Profile has to have a professional picture, okay? Not just any picture will do. You want a professional looking photo. This is not sipping a glass of wine like your Facebook picture. This needs to be a professional style headshot. So you can either go and get one done professionally by a photographer, or you can shoot one yourself. Clear background, head and shoulders, daylight ideal for your lighting, and bam, you've got a free and nice professional looking photo, okay? Please make sure you're not using a photo that conflicts with your personal brand in your professional context. Like, don't put a picture of you and your cat. It's not for LinkedIn unless you are running a cat sitting business, in which case that would be appropriate and make sense. Okay, but if you're not a cat sitter, no cat photos, no puppy photos, no kids, it's you, a simple headshot. Headline. Okay, so LinkedIn's automatically gonna do a default headline for you, and your default headline is gonna be something like your current job title and the company that you work for. And I think you should ditch this altogether, because the whole point of being on LinkedIn is likely to build your brand, get inbound opportunities, and you're much more than your current job title and current company. Instead, rethink what it is you do, how it is you do it, and rethink your headline to use keywords that are aligned with what you do in sort of like a bigger picture. Now, you've only got 120 characters, so you've got to make sure that you work within that. But ideally, your headline is not job title, current company. It's something like marketing manager for private sector, or whatever the case is, whatever those words are for you, they need to sit in your headline. A great place to get inspired, to write your headline is through looking at job descriptions, looking at the job boards to find keywords that are used there. Take your job title and your company up a level, because you are so much more than that. Make it bigger than your current job title and your current company. The experience section of LinkedIn needs to be filled in order to reach all-star status. So the experience section is basically where you list your past employment. So you're gonna have your job title, you're gonna have the company you work for, and then you've got some space, about 2,000 characters, to list your responsibilities in those roles. A great way to start to populate this information is by going to your resume, taking some key points from your resume and putting them in your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a current resume and you're struggling to get that process done, go out to the job boards, find similar job titles to what you have, and you're gonna find so many great keywords to then populate into your LinkedIn profile. Ideally, you're writing either a paragraph that describes your accomplishments in that role, or you're keeping it to simple, easy to read bullet points that a recruiter could just quickly skim and get an idea of your past experience. In order to reach all-star status, you've got to have at least 5 skills listed on your profile. Start typing in this little box and skills are going to pop up. Now, think about it in terms of aligning those skills up with what types of opportunities you'd be open to on LinkedIn. So if you're someone who's seeking clients, use keywords that your clients may be searching for. If you're someone that's looking for a job, try to look for keywords that would line up to job descriptions you'd be targeting. These things are going to increase your likelihood of appearing in searches. Okay, you're only listing 5 skills, so pick your top 5 that are actually going to boost your credibility, not these ridiculous ones. Unless, again, if you have a cat sitting business, you go for that. Your summary section is so important because this is basically your brief orientation to you. It's where you're giving an overview of what you're all about to whoever you're hoping finds you on LinkedIn, whether that's a potential client or a recruiter. The way to really think about being intentional in this summary section is how would you answer the question, tell me about yourself, to that person? So if it's a client, if it's a recruiter, how would you answer the question, tell me about yourself? Start using that stuff to fill in the summary section. Now, the summary section is also really important because you want to make sure that you're using some keywords that your potential target audience would be searching for. So again, head back to job descriptions if you're a job seeker and look for keywords that are appearing in the job descriptions, primarily under the qualifications section, and make sure that they're sort of scattered throughout your summary section. This is a quick hack to start showing up in recruiter searches. Industry and location. When editing your profile, just be sure to fill these in so that LinkedIn makes you an all-star. And it's particularly relevant if you're looking for a location-dependent type job that you've got your location information filled out. Because in this case, if a recruiter is looking for someone in a certain market area and they must be present at, the office, it's pretty likely that they're going to be searching based on location as well. So if you don't have that filled in, you're less likely to appear in those recruiter searches. Education. The education section is where you're going to list, you guessed it, all your education. So a couple of really great advantages to having your education listed on your profile. One, that's going to bolster your credibility and show your credentials, right? And two, it's going to allow you to show up in any searches run by members of your alumni association if folks are looking to connect with people from their schools. Hey, that's a great tip for you too, to go out and search for people that graduated from your school, send them connection requests, and then you can in turn build your network. Now you can or can't add the dates to your education. It's up to you. You have the option. Sometimes I actually advise against adding the dates. If you have any concerns of potential bias around age in your job search, if you have any concerns around that, just skip the education dates, because those education dates typically make it pretty easy for a recruiter to figure out how old you are. Now, I get it. There are other cues in terms of your work experience and everything on your resume, but at least this way, it's not so front and center. There's really no right or wrong when it comes to that. But if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable with people maybe being able to deduce that age in a really kind of specific way, just don't put the dates and your education in your LinkedIn profile, or your resume for that matter. You've got to have at least 50 connections to achieve all-star status on LinkedIn. So if you're struggling to make those connections, a couple of ideas. One, who do you know? Like, have you gone out and connected with everyone from your current workplace? Why not start sending some connection requests to those folks? What about folks that you've worked with in the past and you enjoyed working with? Send some connection requests to them as well. Your alumni association I just mentioned, people you graduated from school with, are a great add to your professional network. So Lisa had an amazing sought after skill set. She went through the exercise of updating her profile in a really intentional way. She added some specific keywords that lined up with the jobs that she was looking to target. And all of a sudden, her LinkedIn went from total to a lead generating machine. Within a week of achieving all-star status, she had actually received 2 messages from recruiters looking to meet with her. So this was a really significant change for Lisa. If you're interested in measuring the progress of your LinkedIn profile, check out your dashboard. On your dashboard, you're gonna see how many people are looking at your profile. You're gonna see how many search appearances that you showed up in. This is great information to have, because obviously if you're working that profile and doing the right things, those numbers should grow over time. If you're finding this video helpful, please be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so achieving all-star status on LinkedIn is really not that complicated. Our chances are so much higher of appearing in searches, and you're gonna get inbound opportunities by having a complete profile. Remember, you're about 40 times more likely to start showing up in searches once you've got this all-star status achieved. Let me know how you're making out on LinkedIn. Leave me a comment, give me an update. Are you an all-star? Are you an all-star on LinkedIn? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.